might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
And we are back. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There is no place like home. All right, I feel so much better. I was not liking that other software. I don't know. I might have to use it for certain things and not for other things, but I'm comfortable in my element. Sorry to have the pivot like that right as we're getting started, but better to pivot and have a good quality stream instead of having a crappy, yes, I said crappy show. Yep. But we're here. We are here. Why is this? Hold on a second. What's going on over here? Give me a second here. Let's see. This. We make sure my sound settings are correct because it's like everything is coming through. Let me see something. Give me a second here. Let's see something. I got some crazy audio settings going on over here. Let me see if I can. What a mess. What a mess. Hold on. Let's see what's going on here. Just a second. Well, we'll figure it out. We are gonna do what we do. All right. So, and I guess I'll figure it out more later on. But we already did our show schedule, our intro, all that stuff on the stream that I ended. So I just want to say welcome into whoever's coming into this stream. So happy to have you here. We are going to continue. We're going to win. So what was left on the agenda? Okay, so like I was saying, Sox University. I'm going to drop the link to Sox University one more time. It is going live. You can start registering tomorrow for Sox University. And, it says you'll be challenged with games, quizzes, and other exercises, all designed to introduce you to cybersecurity. Try the CTF Catch the Flag today and put your skills to the test. So some amazing things coming. You definitely want to check that out. You know what? I'm gonna go to the page real quick, right? Let's share the page so you can see what's coming up soon. I want to share the page real quick because we have to support my guys. All right, so watch this. I'm gonna be so happy when this happens. It's gonna go. Oh, look at that. Love it. So discover Sox University. Sox University, your journey starts here. Embark on a self-paced journey towards a high-paying and rewarding career in cybersecurity. Plus, our teaching assistants are always just a click away to provide you with ongoing support and help you level up. Don't wait any longer to start your quest towards a life-changing career. All right? Level up your skills. Like I read this part, we have this cyber initiate. It's I think you start off with a free trial and then it's $10 a month. Just $10 a month.
Another one.
That's not what I want. But regardless, $10 a month, all right? And then you can go to the Cyber Craftsman for $25 a month. A little bit more challenging, but it's going to help you level up. And then there's going to be the Cyber Sentinel Intermediate and the Elite Guardian Experience. But those are coming later on. But these two, they should tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, go ahead and sign up for Sox University and get your cybersecurity on. All right. And like I read you some feedback the other day about it, where they said like they thought they knew about cybersecurity until they went in, started working with starting doing Sox University this, and just at the beginning, cyber initiate program, right? And they were like, whew, I got some works to do. So like I said, you definitely want to check that out. All right. All right. So just gonna leave that there for you. Let me drop the link in the chat so you can level up. All right. All right. Cool. Let's go back to full screen. All right. There goes the link to Sox University. Make sure you check that out. Tomorrow it is open to the public to start signing up. Okay. Next up on the agenda, of course, check out my guy Don over at Chaos Camp. Go and try out one of those challenges. Level up your software development and your QA skills. It's very challenging, but it's rewarding. The things that are challenging are the most rewarding in life. All right. So check out that link to Chaos Camp. And then lastly, check out the Grammar Hub Discord, where you can learn new things. They can help you review your resume to get it right. And then they will even help you prepare for the interview. And guess what? It is a great way to network and meet new people who are going in the same direction that you are. So definitely check out the Grammar Hub Discord and go and get your learn on today. All right. So just supporting the people who support me and who have helped me. So, all right. Next up, we are talking about the Agile Manifesto. So let me pull up. We are on our 10th principle of the Agile Manifesto. And that's going to be simplicity. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to put it in the chat as well. It is simplicity. The art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. So let's share the screen real quick, right? There we go. Simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. What does that mean actually? Simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done is, I don't really understand that. So let's dig in some more about that, because that one doesn't make much sense to me. I might have to ask my Scrum Master about that one. Let's see if we can get some more insight on that. Let's see. So let's get some context. All right. So this simplicity. So we read that the art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. If you'd rather watch a video than read, check out my. Oh, come on. While people are sold by simplicity. All right. Let's click on it. Let's find out some more. I don't want to read that. I don't want to watch the video. I don't know how long the video is. All right. While people are sold on the simplicity thing, many get stuck in this art of maximizing amount of work not done. Are we lazy? What could it mean? In a world where productivity is misunderstood and overrated, no wonder it might. Are you guys gonna? All right. Let's see. All right. So let's go. In a world where productivity is misunderstood and overrated, no wonder one might seem scary. No wonder this one might seem scary. So if you yourself are getting stuck on what to think about when the Agile Principle 10 comes to mind, I'll sprinkle a few ideas in this blog post. Feel free to use them with your clients and teams as well to provoke conversation if people seem to be a bit shock struck. It's in the word. As a coach, you know the power of simply asking questions. So to introduce thinking behind the principle without having to get dogmatic, you can just ask in any ideation or solutioning workshop. What does simple look like in this case? How can it be simpler? Is it the simplest it can be? I don't know. I'm going to talk to my Scrum Master tomorrow to get more insight on this. I don't know if this article is really getting me to where I want to be, but that is the 10th principle. I'll report back on it next week. All right. Next week we'll continue with that because I need some insight on that. And we have Scrum Day next week too. So we'll find out. We shall find out. All right. So let's continue with our show for today. All right. Okie dokie. So we are going to get into, we're going to talk about the Netflix safe test from what I've been doing this past week. And then we're going to go and look at the code a little bit and show you like the troubles that I've been having, even using their own example, right? But before we do that, do me a favor, if you haven't done so yet, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live. And if you need one-on-one coaching with me, go ahead and check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev, where you can get one-on-one coaching as well as access to exclusive content and live streams to help you level up your career and your technical skills. All right. What are we doing? Okay, so we are cool. All right. So yes, last time, let's put up a 20-minute timer to talk about this.
It's time to do.
So what happened last time, right? We got the BMI calculator. React project, right? And it was in JavaScript. We were able to start it up. We see it work and everything like that. And then when we went to implement Safetest, we got a bunch of errors, right? I'm like, okay, so let's see what's going on. I'm like, maybe this has something to do with TypeScript and whatever. So I said, let me get another project. Got another project. Same thing. Keep getting the errors. I even went to get the downloaded the Safetest repo to try their own examples. And guess what? Still having errors getting it to start. So is it that I am just an idiot when it comes to Node and JavaScript and TypeScript and all that stuff? Possibly, maybe, I don't know. But I'm usually you've seen me figure out a bunch of stuff. And the thing is, I followed the instructions in the README to a T. Did a bunch of research and everything like that, and still nothing gives. So I don't know what's going on, but we can look at it together to see what's going on. All right. So, we can try to figure it out together. And if anyone has some insight on it who has a better understanding than I do, then by all means, you are more than welcome to help me out and help me figure it out, and we can do it together. Okay. So, give me a second here. What was that? All right. Oops. Okay, so let's take a look at, I'm going to stop this over here. All right, so let's go over to this. All right, so this is WebStorm, as you guys all know. And this project that I have open is a different project, right? I found this other repo that had like TypeScript and React and stuff like that. And I opened this is the second example in there that I'm trying. And it starts up, right? So let's go. I already did everything. I'm starting it up now, right? And if we go over here, so this is it. You see it started up. This is a sample. This sample takes as starting point 06 Ajax call, whatever. All I wanted to get is some React TypeScript thing to start up, right? When I go to it, we have this. We can go here. We can say test 1, 2, 3, or testing. And let me see if I can get some type of Let me see what I can do here. Let's see. See if I do this here. And we go here. Let's go to. Let's try that. All right, let's try this. So if I go here, that's probably not going to work. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So member saved. All right, let's see if we have a member called testing somewhere in here. I don't know. Who knows what this is supposed to do, right? But the point is, we have some type of React app that's loading, and so that's what we wanted, right? Now, when we go to implement Safetest, all sorts of trouble start to happen. Okay, so we're gonna pull up the instructions for Safetest once again. And maybe it's me, maybe it's not. We shall soon find out. All right, so per the instructions, right? Per the instructions, we have. All right, let's read together because I'm pretty sure I followed all of this, right? So to quickly try one of the example, to quickly try the one of the example app in the project, follow the Safetest development section, right? Which I did try. We can even look at that too, right? But let's start off with this, right? So first npm install save dev, save it as a dev dependency. So we are gonna go over to, and I even like reset everything, right? Which I can always reset everything if we have to. But we're gonna do, and a lot of the errors that I'm getting is around this Webpack stuff, which I am totally unfamiliar with Webpack, but I don't know. All right, so we're gonna do this right here, npm install save dev Safetest, and it's gonna install Safetest. All right, now we are going to go to add run commands to package.json. Add the following lines to your package.json, right? So these following, because the scripts section is already there. We want to add these 3 lines. If you saw it, we did this last week, right? But I don't know, things are weird. All right, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to scripts, enter, paste, right? So there we go. And for this project, it's supposed to be 8080. All right, and now we go back here. It says the preceding script runs the default runner React script with a couple of flags and environments variables to make sure Safetest is loaded and run with just, and that's all. .safetest.tsx test files are tested. You may need to adjust based on your specific setup. For example, Krakow or React rewired instead. Okay. If you're using Vitest, which we're not using Vitest, but even using their examples of Vitest, it still didn't work. So I don't know. A note about opt URL and similar variables. This is used to pass flags to Safetest, which flow through different testing frameworks, spawning threads, and other mechanisms that would make command line flag passing practically impossible. All right. Okay, so now we have to add the safetest.tsx, right? So we're gonna create this file. And where do they want us to create this file? Let me see. Actually, I already got it. It's right here. Oh, actually, no. All right. Let's delete this file. All right. Let's create a new one. I guess it should be in the source file. All right. In the root of your project. All right. So let's add it to the root. The TypeScript file, and we call it setup-safetest.tsx. Add that. All right. And now let's open that up. And we are going to put, I'm just going to type it in, import setup from safetest /setup. All right. And then we're going to do setup. Open our brackets and bootstrapped at require dot resolve, and we're gonna say dot /src/ and instead of main.tsx we have index.tsx. All right, so this file is done, right? This file is done. Oh my god, Mitch is in the building. Hey Mitch, I tried to use StreamYard when I started the stream. It was a total nightmare for me, and I was like, I just said, you know what, forget this stream, and we're doing a redo, and I started over. It was, I don't know. I'm so used to my custom configuration and my custom software, even though it's like a lot of work sometimes. But I could not use StreamYard because I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. So crazy. But happy to have you here as always, Mitch. All right, let's go. All right, so we have the setup, and you're gonna like, you know, and what's what we're gonna do, right? I'm gonna stop it and I'm gonna run it again to make sure that it still opens up. Let's make sure it still works. Because I was getting a bunch of errors. But trying to troubleshoot to find out when the errors actually, all right, so it's still loading, right? But trying to troubleshoot to find out when exactly the error stops loading the site that's the key component, right? We haven't done anything serious yet to mess with the whole infrastructure. We're just systematically adding the safe test to this project or whatever you want to call it, right? So that's where we're headed, okay? So we got that step done. And why am I on full screen? I don't know why I'm on full screen. I think I meant to go over here. So it's still loading, right? Let's go back to here. Okay, so too much screen switching. Had a thought. Never mind. Okay. Now the next step, and this is where we always have some trouble. When we go, so we got this step done. Right here is where we always have trouble, right? And here's the problem. Here's the thing that I found a little bit complicated with the documentation, right? So up here, it's saying to do the main.tsx, right? Over here, it's saying to do the source or to do the index.tsx. So it's like a little bit inconsistent in the writing. So I don't know. That's maybe it's something to ask the, create one of those issues to ask, like, is this supposed to be like index or main, or like, and let's try to keep it consistent. So idiots like me who are trying to figure out how to use this new framework can easily figure it out, even though it's still not working for us. But here's what it is. I mean, um, yeah. All right. So now let's go to index.tsx. And we're going to drop in right under React DOM, the safe test, right? So right here, I'm going to start it again, right? Because I don't know if it's this part that's causing it to heat and see. So I added right under here, right? I added the safe test, and we're going to see if the site still loads. Still loads. I'm going to stop it just to be sure. Start it up again. Thing that I don't understand is, why is there so much stuff going through the console, like a bunch of errors and stuff like that. You're like, look at all these errors. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why are there so many errors? But it still loads, right? It still loads. So I don't know. All right. So now, next step, we have to comment out this React render, and we need to add this stuff in, right? Which I don't know. I really don't understand why they made it this way. Like, this is not very copy and pasteable. It's like they copied it from a pull request, right? Not sure why they would do it that way, but maybe I'll open up a fork and make a PR on like making this part a little bit more easier to copy and paste, right? But whatever. Let's see. So we're going to comment that part out, and we're going to implement this part right here. And this is the part where it always breaks, specifically around this Webpack nonsense over here. I don't even know what Webpack is, but I don't know. I have to figure it out. All right. So, but it should, like, you would expect, if you wanted to implement this framework, this testing framework to your application, it should be pretty straightforward. It should be pretty easy, Um, shouldn't be coming across all these errors. So, but like I said, it might be totally me, and the people at Netflix might be geniuses, and it might be just that I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, how to use TypeScript, how to use JavaScript, how to use Node. So I don't know, right? But let's keep going. So let's get rid of this. And we're gonna go with lots of types. So I'll copy the whole thing. Watch this ghetto thing I'm about to do here. We're gonna go here, we're gonna paste that, and then we're gonna say, we're gonna do a find and replace of the plus sign with nothing. And then we're gonna format the page. Oops. All right. So, and this right here should be app router, like up here. And I believe this should be get element by root, which maybe that's what my error was. Who knows, right? We shall find out. But, and then we also have this issue over here. Import. I don't know what that means. That didn't do anything. Oh, God. All right. So you didn't even see what I did, right? So you didn't see my ghetto hack. All right. So this is what I did, right? So after I copied and pasted from the other screen to here, I said, I'm going to do a find and replace of all the plus signs with replace all. And then I'm going to go to code, and I'm going to say format code. and then it makes it all pretty for me. And now I have to fix this part right here. So this part is going to be app router. And this should be root, right? But we still have this error over here, but I'm going to try to run it anyways, get a bunch of failures. It's all good. Now I want, what the heck? I don't know. I feel like this thing is switching on its own. I don't know. It's supposed to be over here, but it's starting. Let's see if it actually loads, right? And although it's still, so here it still does what it was supposed to do. Here it doesn't load, right? Which I don't understand what's going on over here, right? And that's the thing that I keep running into, that once I actually implement exactly what their instruction says, it doesn't load. And I'm still getting this error over here of this import meta thing, right? So then you start going down the rabbit hole of trying to fix it, and it becomes a total hot mess, right? So what can you say? What can you do? So I don't know. So let's do some investigation, why don't we? Oh, actually, it's about to be break time. So we're gonna go to break.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
We're gonna go to break or do some. We're gonna go on LinkedIn and look up some jobs and stuff like that. But that's been my frustration this week. Trying to figure out this. Safetest thing, because when you read it, it looks super promising, but then when you actually go to use it, it's like, well, has anyone else been able to actually use it successfully? Maybe I'll go on YouTube and find somebody who's actually been able to configure it properly and see what I'm doing wrong, because I don't get it, right? But I don't know. Let's put our 5-minute break time up. We're not gonna go too long tonight. It's been a hot mess today, so. But I'm here. I am here. We don't miss, right? Even when it's a mess, we don't miss. We still do what we have to do, regardless. Let me see. Let's see here. All right. So let's pull up these jobs, and then we will. So let's say QA. And let's go with. Let's look locally. What do we have locally, right? So let's go over to this screen. All right, let's go to full screen real quick. Mitch says, sidebar, throw that hat in the trash. Why would you say such a thing, Mitch? Why would you say such a thing? But to be honest with you, I don't even watch sports anymore. I only have this hat because it's Florida, it's Miami, and it matches my clothes. So, and my shoes. So, but what team should I be wearing, Mitch? What team should I be wearing? Please tell me. I would love to hear this. All right, I would love to hear this. All right. While Mitch is gathering his thoughts, let's go back to looking for jobs. All right. Let's wait to see what team that we should be wearing. All right. So let's see. We have in West Palm Beach. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right, West Palm Beach, for a senior quality assurance engineer at Crown Castle, 110K to 140K, and this is doesn't say if it's hybrid or on site, but let's read a little bit, right? It says Crown Castle works around the country to build and maintain the infrastructure behind the world's most revolutionary technologies. Owns and operates and leases more than 40,000 cell towers, 80,000 small cells, and 80,000 route miles of fiber across every major U.S. market. I want fiber. As a senior QA engineer, you'll join our data and digital team to help implement quality initiatives approved by the QA engineering director, as well as help implement best practices and organizational initiatives as set forth by leadership. You will have responsibility of overseeing day-to-day testing and certification of software solutions developed, as well as conducting hands-on test design, execution, and reporting. Right, cool. Let's see what else. Design and lead implementation and rollout of automated test frameworks and solutions. Maintain and ensure test environment, code deployment, and data integrity. Ensure accurate foundations for testing activities. Expectations. Applies proven communication, analytical problem-solving skills to test and certify technical deliveries using a repeatable software development lifecycle to ensure both quality and efficiency. Ensure all test artifacts are properly documented and understood across the QA team. Adheres to design architecture standards when developing test automation frameworks and continuously executing tests in a DevOps environment. Bachelor's in 8 years of experience as a technical quality assurance engineer with hands-on experience in developing both manual and automated tests. Test automation language, Java, Python, C# experience with BDD, experience with Selenium and Playwright, preferred testing in AWS or Oracle. Technical skills, SQL, Postman, Swagger, SOAP UI, Agile. It's a pretty good job. This is a pretty, just reading through it, that's pretty good, I must say. And they have the same position in Miami as well.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
This is a pretty good job, to be honest with you. And that's why I always tell, let me read this real quick. We are looking for a senior quality engineer who has in-depth knowledge and experience in software testing and best practice with hands-on manual testing execution for GUI, API, database, and or mobile applications, along with test automation development experience. In the data and digital group, you will grow your skills in an environment that emphasizes creativity, collaboration, and empowerment. Yep. I since I've been working, I told all the people that I work with, learn automation, and a lot of them did not want to. And now every single QA job we come across, automation. All right. So that job right there is a really good job. They have one in West Palm. They have one in Miami for anyone down here who is looking. Definitely what you'd want to get into. All right. So Mr. Mitch, see, now you're Mr. Mitch. He says, I'm just playing. I'm a player fan now. Used to be Lakers when Kobe was there. That's a good choice. I like Kobe. Did you ever read the book Winning by Tim Grover? He was one of Kobe's. Well, he was Kobe's trainer. He trained Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and Dwayne Wade for a certain amount of time as well. Really good trainer. Really good book, Winning and Relentless. And Mitch also says, what are your thoughts on the tech industry? Do you still think it's a good field to get/be in? So, is it a good field to be in? Absolutely a good field to be in. Is it a good field to get in? It's a great field to get in if you can actually get into it. It feels like it feels impossible for people to get into it nowadays, right? But I think the reason that it's just about impossible for people to get into it is because a lot of people try to shortcut getting into the IT industry, and not like you see, you always try to I know what you're trying to do here, to me, Mitch, right? you want me to go on a rant, right? And so just so you can say, "Oh, you hate Tech Coach Ralph loves bootcamp." I see what you're trying to do, but the thing is, a lot of people try to circumvent the process, like because if you don't have the requirements that the industry is asking for, and then you just go and you take some type of like shortcut to try to get into it after like 6 months and stuff like that, and you find out it's really hard to actually get into it. So that's why I always say, like, you might have to go around, you might have to go through the back door, you might have to go through a window, right? You might have to go through a window, and that's the challenging part because people, they want it right now instead of being patient. And like I said, if you, let's say for instance you want to go into QA, right? I tell a lot of people, well, if you want to go into QA, you might have to go into help desk or technical support, answer some phone calls, help people troubleshoot, and you build so much experience in testing that way by figuring out people's problem and knowing how to research, knowing how to troubleshoot. Um, and then like as you get your foot in the door, then you can start now you can start pivoting into different companies. You can start building experience. You can start applying for other companies and stuff like that. And that, I think that's what people miss a lot, is because you're very green as soon as you finish one of these programs, whether it's a boot camp or it's an online course, right? Because there's great, both of them are great, but there's so much that's missing that you don't really get to learn until you get that hands-on experience. But a lot of those places, they don't want to give you hands-on experience because it's going to cost them a lot of money. But you might be able to get into technical support and answer some calls, help people out, but you don't want to be on the phones, right? But I say, like, hey, you have to build that experience somehow, and that's the part where I think that's a troubling part that people have when they're trying to get into the industry, because they just want it right now instead of going the long way and then really get, like, really building that experience to get what they want, you know? So that's the part that I see about it. He says, no, seriously, but to your point, the bootcamp thing, I think the tech sales part made it popular. Um, I don't know, because, like, I'll tell you this: a lot of the tech sales people that I've spoken to or heard from or heard about, they seem to get into like their positions pretty quickly, because it might be a low entry barrier. Because I mean, a lot of it is networking and communicating and selling, and based off commission and stuff like that. If you don't sell, they'll get rid of you. But in sales, you can pretty much give anybody a chance. But when it comes to actually doing the technical stuff, whether it's software development, software engineering, software engineering, or QA or cybersecurity and stuff like that, the bar is so much higher because the stakes are so much higher, right? Um, let's say you're in QA and you're very green, and that can cost the company a lot of money. Same thing for software engineering, cybersecurity. So that's why that barrier to entry is so much higher. And a lot of people don't understand that, because they're saying, like, "Oh, give me a chance, give me a chance, give me a chance." Um, it's hard to give a chance when the stakes are so high. You know, it's Do you remember that episode of Fresh Prince when they were on the basketball team, and Will was the star of the team, right? And Carlton was getting jealous, and the last play of the game, he stole the ball and he did whatever that was. It wasn't a shot, right? But he flung the ball at the hoop, and it was slow motion, looked like it was going in, and then it totally went somewhere else, right? That's what companies are trying to prevent, and that's why it's hard to give a chance. You know what I mean? But that's why I say, like, hey, if you can work your way up and you can network within the company and get close to the people that you want to be with or work with and spend that extra time, like, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, right? What you might have to do is, let's say you get a role, help desk, tech support, whatever the case may be, and then you work your 8 hours, and then I think I mentioned this the other day, right? You work your 8 hours, but then in addition to that, you spend another 2 to 3 hours um, seeing how you can help out the learn from the QA or the software developers or whoever it is that or whatever it is that you want, right? So it's all about strategy. It's about what are you willing to do to get what you want, right? So I think it's totally possible to get in. It's are people willing to do the work to get in? All right. So that's where we're at. Okay. And Mitch said, I mean, like as your account executive. And yeah, okay. So yeah, we're on the same page. We're on the same page as always. As always.
We the best.
All right. And yes, Carlton missed very, very badly. All right. But then again, Jordan did give some of his players the game-winning shot. So for the finals, which I don't know. I don't know. All right. So let's get to this. Let's get to this. So put 20 minutes up.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right. So everything loads, right? But as soon as I implement this part, that's when things go crazy. And I don't know if it's this web context thing. Because if I comment this out, right? Let's say we comment it out. Let's comment this whole thingy out. We comment this back in. Let's see what we get. See? It works. When I do that, it works, right? But it's something the documentation isn't clear. That's to me that's what it is. The documentation isn't clear enough. So I can try to figure it out a little bit, but this is gonna be my last time working on this Netflix safe test thing. Because for me right now I can see like I'm not feeling it. I'm not with it, right? So but let's see what we can do with this, right? So we have Bootstrap here. I wonder if we can. Well, let's do this. Let's go into this Bootstrap, and this is inside of the Safetest folder. And Bootstrap is going to require. So let's mess with it. If we take this out, take this out, and I'm not gonna put this part in, right? Let's comment this whole thing out. And let's take this out. And the thing is, you don't even get an error while it's not. Well, I can check the console actually, but let's try this again. But I mean, every time we go to use a new tool or a new library or something like that, it always comes down to like trying to like it always comes down to this, right? Like what in the world is going on with this stuff? Um so let's understand this bootstrap thing a little bit better. Promise return from bootstrap is ignored. Let's say we add this to it. I don't know. I don't even know where it added it. Oh, here. And then what are we supposed to do with that? See, it's super unclear. Because it's not, this part isn't even part of the instructions, you know? Oops. Oops. Yes. So this I saw somewhere. That's not gonna fix it, but wait. This isn't giving me the same error that I did before. So let's retry that. Doesn't mean it goes the error back again, but okay. See, and part of the problem, like when you just want to quickly, because if it was like Selenium and Python, or even like when we were doing this in like doing Playwright like natively using on like the free mind recovery site, like we were able to start it up right away, but tried to implement somebody else's framework, and it's like nothing. This thing isn't working at all, you know. Um, and I don't think I'm a dumb person, right? So it's like, what gives with this thing? Like, what makes it so weird that declare web? So let's see. Let's copy this real quick. See, when we go over here, it's the same exact thing. So I said I was gonna do this, right? So let's do inspect console. Uncaught in promise error, a listener indicated asynchronous response by returning true, but the channel message closed before the response was received. That's probably the thing that I was talking about with the bootstrap thing. So let's see if try something crazy here. And then return. Let's see what this does. I don't know. There's no error, so let's let's see what this does. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm just seeing if that did any difference over here. Don't see nothing, but let's do return console.log. Hello. I failed miserably. All right, let's see what happens with that, right? We're just having so what I did was I put a console.log to see if I don't know, to see what's gonna happen. I don't know. This thing is super weird to me. Um 'Cause I'm not a TypeScript, JavaScript, React fan. That's why I bypassed React Native and went straight to Flutter. Which honestly, I feel like just giving up on this and going and working on some mobile dev tonight. We're gonna continue on it tomorrow anyway, so why not start tonight? Because this is bogus. I'm looking like it does nothing. Like a total waste of time. See, nothing happens. And following their directions, right? Like did exactly what they said. We can't even get to the part of creating the test because the site won't even load. Let's see if there's been any issues opened up with them. Let's see. Module not found when using Webpack 13 hours ago. That sounds familiar to our issue. Let's see what they say in here. It's a different issue. So there's a Webpack config. I don't have a Webpack config. So we have this. I don't think I do have a Webpack config actually. Let me see what's in it. Let's see what's in the Webpack config. I don't have Safetest in the Webpack config. Nope. Nope. All right, Mitch, you're gonna decide. Should we just give up on Netflix and their Safetest and go write some tests for our Flutter app, for our mobile app? 'Cause I've been trying to figure this out for the entire week, and I feel like I would rather just just do the regular React testing, component testing, and then have another area of I feel like I'd rather do it separately than spend so much time trying to get this thing to work and then even out so here's what we're gonna do, right? I'm gonna go to their project, right? So to show that even using even using the examples from the safe test, it's still not working for me. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Right? So on our next break, we'll probably be transitioning to the Netflix to the mobile development because that's what I care about, to be honest with you. Let's go to. Let's take another one of theirs. No, I have to take that. Let's go here. Safe test. Examples. So we're gonna take a Vitest one, right? And we're gonna do trust project, and we can use this window. Terminate. And even when I was trying to do the installation on their examples, it was giving me a hard time, right? So, React, TypeScript, and Vite. So let's go to our terminal. We're gonna do the npm install. Let's see if that's gonna work. Because last time on a different one of their examples, I couldn't even do the npm install. So see, look at that. A bunch of errors. Just cannot find the definition for file npm. So let's spend some time trying to troubleshoot what should be super basic, right? Maybe this works for Netflix. I don't know. Or I guess it does if they would publish it, right? So let's go over to see how we can get it to work. Okay, fine. That. So this is the error that we're getting. Let's see, configuring Vitess. And they say it's renamed to Vitess / globals. Let's see, package JSON. Like an example should take you like 2 seconds to get started, right? Like it's like we're fighting to get this thing to work. And this, I don't know. If someone has gotten this to work, please let me know because I would love to see how you implemented it because this should be a step-by-step process, easily get it started. Sorry for the frustration, but I feel like this is, according to my time cost calculator, this is not worth it. Um, so it says it's renamed to Vitess Global. So let's see if we take this and we go here maybe, and we try our install again. Make any sense? I don't know. So let's say we go to, what file is this? All right, so TypeScript. Let me see. I'm trying to get Vitess Global's API to work so I can describe test expect. I'm getting errors. TypeScript. Yes, config. And that's going to the types. Mm, let's see. Mm. Entry point of type library, Vitess specified in compiler module error. And I'd find definition file for Webpack module. And you can't even install this stuff. That's the part that drives me crazy, right? Like in the other anything that doesn't include the safe test, I can install it, start using it right away. I can write some tests for it. But anything that has a safe test is like, nope, not happening.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
All right. Enough of safe tests. I'm done with that. I'm gonna rename the stream, right? We're gonna rename it because this made no sense to me whatsoever. Giving up on Netflix's cutting edge safe test. That's the name of the stream now. That's what I'm calling the stream. It's not worth it. We're pivoting. All right. Anyways, let's go to break, and then when we come back from break, we will be going into our Android studio, working on mobile app development. We're going to be we're gonna get to write some widget tests before we continue that in the morning. You guys can have a preview of what we do in the morning, right? Time to get some sleep, bro. Look, when I get annoyed by software, if you see me give up on a software, that means I really don't like it. So, not saying anything about StreamYard, but like if I'm giving up on some testing framework, that means that it really got on my nerves, because it shouldn't be that complicated to get something started. You know, when you like, it's like, and here's what was happening, right? When I start up, like the BMI calculator starts up fine. Another one that I had, like the ones that I just had for that other project, starts up fine, right? But then as soon as you start to implement safe tests, nothing works. Absolutely nothing works. And I'm like, I'm just following the instructions. If I'm following the instructions, why is it that like you're running into this error, that error, this error? It's, I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't work at Netflix. Maybe they're way smarter than I am, but it shouldn't be that complicated to just get this stuff to work right out the box, right? Just boom, 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 boom. Like every other thing that I use, right? We get it set up and we troubleshoot and we figure it out right away. But I'm getting a bunch of errors just trying to install their example. I'm trying to install it and I'm getting a bunch of errors. Doesn't make any sense, right? All right. See, Mitch, and it's not even a bootcamp rant. It's just a rant. All right. So whatever. We're gonna let's go to break. Let's look at some jobs, right? Let's look at some jobs. All right. So put 5 minutes up on the clock. And then we'll do a little bit of Flutter for the rest of the night. Okay. Break time. So so they have one in Miami and they have one and it's probably the same job, right? Yep, same thing. So one in Miami, one in West. I don't know if they're doing like they're only hiring one position, but they're putting it in both locations. But if you notice, there hasn't been that many people who applied though, which is how long ago was this posted? 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Maybe people are applying on the site and not clicking on this button in LinkedIn. I don't know. Let's see something. Let's see if I click on this. And I click on this. And it takes me here. Oh, UltiPro. They use the URL is UltiPro. They use Ultimate Software's or UKG's software. So if I go back here, does this change to 20? Because I heard that every time you click on this, it gets tracked as an applicant. So let's see if it changes to 20. Oh, look at that. They're right. Because all I did was go to this page. And that, so, because I saw a post yesterday, and when I met with not a recruiter, but a recruiter. Let's just call it a recruiter friend, right? They're not a recruiter, but let's say it's a recruiter friend. They said that every time you click on this button, or every time someone clicks on here, whether they actually finish the application or not, LinkedIn tracks it as an actual applicant. So that's interesting. Let's try it again. All right, so maybe they're tracking the cookies and stuff like that, right? But because I was gonna say, if I really wanted a job, I'd make it look like there was 1,000 when it's just me clicking it over and over and over again. But I'm not malicious like that. But interesting. So interesting. Let me refresh one more time just to make sure. All right, so only track the ones. Mitch says, I heard that too. Even if you don't apply, if you click, it shows as an application. I heard that months ago. Yeah, I never knew that. I thought it was actual app applies. I also heard that when you click the easy apply, it just sends over your LinkedIn profile and not your actual resume. So I don't know about that, if that's true or not. But I read that yesterday. So let's go and look at Neo 1. It's a remote position in the United States. Actually, I don't want to go. Cyber coders. I don't want to look at them. Let's see. Motion recruitment. Hey, look at that. A junior QA engineer position. What is junior QA engineer? In Boca. I was about to say, how does in Boca have over 100 applicants? But yeah, people probably clicked it. Our media client is looking to hire a junior QA engineer to their technology group as a result of increased application development initiatives. Let's see. Proven experience as a quality assurance tester. Well, there's a local on-site junior QA position that's available. Not many of those available. So hey, if you can get in, get in. Let's see, what else is there? So this Crown Castle is hiring a lot of people. QA engineer 3, 185K to 123K in Miami, which is decent. Let's see. Let me see if I can find on-site and hybrid for 2021. Okay, drops drastically. Mitch says, and sometimes the companies never even receive it if you do. That's a good point. That is a good point. You have to be careful with that. Let's see. So this one is the senior QA engineer. No, we saw this already. We're looking at. Oh, okay. We filtered down. All right. So let's see. Stephen Douglas. That's Stephen Douglas is a contracting agency or company, whatever they're called. What is Haku? That sounds interesting. We are looking for.
Move on, back to work, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
We are looking for a collaborative manual quality assurance engineer with a passion for quality who knows the devil is in the details. You'll be part of a larger dynamic engineering team and work closely with product and design to ensure every feature and function release meets the highest level of software standards. Our engineers, product managers, and designers are a fantastic group of problem solvers who work hard on turning big ideas into impactful software used by some of the biggest names. Your life at Haku. Our state-of-the-art, stunning offices overlooking Biscayne Bay in Miami are home to a diverse, thoughtful, and dynamic group of passionate professionals. We love solving challenges, fostering strong relationships with our customers, creating innovative technology, and winning together as a team. We think you'll love it too. So let's see. For those who aren't familiar with South Florida and who have never watched a Miami Heat game, let's see what Biscayne Bay looks like. Images. So this is Biscayne Bay. It's an aerial view of Biscayne Bay. Let's see if there is a office view. This is I don't know what their name is now, but whatever the name of the arena is now, Kaseya is that name sounds familiar. Let me look it up. But this would be how your view might look working for that company, right? Let's see. Goes another office view. That's nice. Very nice. Let's see what Kaseya is. IT, security, and management professionals. Interesting. Headquartered in Miami, develops software for network monitoring, system monitoring, and other information technology applications. It is majority owned by Insight Partners and owns the naming rights to the. Oh, so is that the new name of the arena? Yeah, Kaseya. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Look at that. I did not know that. So it's the Kaseya Center. Um, they've been doing a lot of hiring, only on site though. Interesting. I didn't know that. Pretty cool. But hey, that would be a great company to get in. Looks like. Bitch, did you know that they were going to be the FTX arena? Well, it was XTX arena from 2019 until 2023. That was hilarious. Anyways, let's do some flow. Let's pivot a little bit, right? Let's pivot. Android. So for all the people who are not able to wake up early in the morning with me when we work on our Flutter mobile development, we're going to do a little bit of it tonight. We're going to write some tests because I have some features to implement, but I said, you know what? We are not going to implement any new features until we get all of our tests written. We can easily run our tests to make sure that we are in a good spot. All right. So we are going to do, I'm going to update the name again. I'm going to update the stream name again, right? Let's say gave up on Netflix Safetest, working on mobile development. There we go. Updated the stream name. We're working on Flutter. Forget Safetest. Forget Safetest. I'll leave that for the front end devs and the JavaScript, TypeScript people. I'm going back to my back end development and my QA. Not having that. All right. Okay. So let's put up 20 minutes on the clock.
It's time to do.
All right. So, let me see. This is a screen. So I've been using the screenshot to see the fields and stuff like that. Yesterday, when I was working on it, I was trying to find a field. However, what was happening was because it's probably not in view, we need to scroll to it and just trying to figure out how to scroll to it, right? So for those who aren't familiar with what we've been working on in the morning, this is how the mobile app currently looks. It's a time cost calculator. Oh, I've can show it right now, but and I need to register some domain names for these apps, right? Because right now they're just using the subdomain of Tech Coach Ralph, but you know we want these apps to have their own names, their own website addresses, as well as their own mobile apps, right? So if we go to here, I've shown this before, but this is the time cost calculator. The web version of it have a video of where I got the formula from, giving credit where credit is due as always. And you know, so like on the web side of it, you just put in like how much you make. Let's say you do 500K. And then you put in, fill stuff in, say you spent 4.25 hours, cost you this much, you spent 10 grand on it. And then you made, let's say you made 21, 2, 3, right? And I actually have this part right here better in the mobile app than I have on the website, but we'll update that at a later date and time. But just wanted to show you like how what this is. So I came up with this, and then I use that to turn it into this mobile app that I'm working on. And so we're trying to test it. We need eventually I'll actually get my phone connected so you can see like how it looks on the phone. You know, I have some people who are signed up as beta testers who are looking into it and stuff like that. But here is the screenshot of the app. Here is the code that powers all of this right here. And I don't know if so by the way, the way that Flutter works, right? So this code right here, right? This code that's powering it. What happens is when you go to build it, you build it for Android and you build it for iOS. And then it's one code base, but when you build it for each of the platforms, it's going to create different, like for iOS, it'll create an IPA where you upload that to the App Store or to the App Store. And then the same thing for Android, it'll create you a bundled APK, and you're gonna upload that to the Android store, right? And then they go through all their process and stuff like that. It's a process, right? But you get to do one code base, and then it manipulates it in the right way for their own paths, right? So that's one of the cool things about it. Similar to React Native, but I was gonna do React Native, and somebody said, you know, don't waste your time on React Native. Go to Flutter. So we're at Flutter. Am I looking to become a mobile developer for a company? Not really. Doing it for myself, and just to have the knowledge and to start putting stuff out there in the App Store, giving people opportunities. You know, like my Patreon members who are looking for experience, they can jump on, get some experience, put it on their resumes and stuff like that. Because I believe if you actually put something out there in the public for people to use, that gives you it gives you better talking points in interviews and stuff like that, so that you can be able to show your work and get feedback and say, this is how I contributed to this project, right? So that's why I do the things that I do. One, I learned tremendously. Two, I'm able to give people opportunities to actually gain some experience, you know? Okay, with that being said, let's go to trying to get this to work. Okay, so let's close this up a bit like that. And this was the test over here, right? So let's run this one. So what this test is trying to do is trying to say, when you enter in all the fields, right? We should have we want to make sure that the we want to make sure that this activity time cost accurately displays the value, right? So what was happening yesterday, which we'll run it, so I added this, right? But let's run it without it. It's gonna fail, understandably. Give it a chance to run. So I think now I might have to do a couple of things on this, but we'll see. All right. So we know that the formulas are working fine. We have unit tests for that. So these what we're writing our widget test, right? So this is saying that the element does not exist, right? And I believe the element does not exist because it needs to be able to scroll the page to find the element. So let's go. Let's minimize this. And so I had this drag until visible, right? And when I had the drag until visible, and I said find by instead of doing find by that, can we do find by key maybe? And can we use this one? Let's see if we input additional. Um oh, okay. Let's just do instead of find by that, we should just be able to do this. So let's see when this happens, what happens. Let's see what happens at this point, right? Um So now the error is found 0 widgets with key tests used and to drag. Could not find any matching widgets. All right, I have something totally wrong here. So okay, view. Okay, so I made a mistake here. Let's look at what view this is part of. I just put the same thing twice, which doesn't make any sense. Let's go to, so let's undo that over here. So body list view. So if we run this then with the list view, what do we get? We might have to pump it too though, so we'll see. The pump is like moving frames along. So now this says still no elements on here. Let's see what this offset does over here. Offset, move set. Um, let's see here. Mm, Why did I put this as? Oh, okay. Still nothing. All right, so let's see what other options we have. Oh, Let's go. Let's see if we do a pump and settle here. Let's see if that changes anything. So pump and settle, it's to render the state changes. It's like what's the description of it? Repeatedly calls pump with the given duration until there is no longer any frame scheduled. This will call pump at least once, even if no frames are scheduled when the function is called to flush any pending microtask which may themselves be scheduled which may themselves schedule a frame. So nothing. Okay, so drag finder base. So let's do some research. Widget not going to, let's say, widget test. Why can't the widget finder in my integration test find a widget after my test explicitly signed? All right, so not giving much. All right, so not present on the screen either completely or scrolled out of the screen. The tooltip is okay. So what are the possible fixes? If the widget is on the screen and it's visible to you, that mean that it's visible to the test driver. You can use ensure visible to make sure it's visible, or actually scroll to the content to make sure it's visible with either tester.fling or tester scroll into visible or tester. Oh, let's try that. Let's try. Get rid of this. Tester dot scroll until visible and input additional cost field. And what's delta? Double. What is delta supposed to be? It doesn't help. So we do 10? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Oh wait, somebody says it seems like the trick is the app bar default leading widget. To fix to manually adding leading widget to the app bar. All right, anyways, let's see if this makes any difference. So what I did was I put the scroll until visible here. And let's see if it finds it now. Or gives a different error. Too many elements now. Too many elements. What if we go with 1? I really want to know what the delta means. Usually, let me see. Let's go to more searches, right? That's why I went to full screen. Flutter scroll until visible. Let's see if we can get a definition of delta. The scrollable must locate the scrolling widget that contains item, typically find by list view or find by custom scroll view, at least if the item is below the current visible. Negative scroll? Mm-hmm. If the item is to the right, then specify negative value. The item is below a negative y value. That's enough. That's a small enough to expose that without pushing scrolling it up and completely out of view. Simply, that sounds like a dumb way to test. To be honest, like how you trying to figure out how much you scroll and stuff like that. But okay, whatever. So too many elements at this point. Was it still too many elements when I did one for the delta? And it doesn't even have the definition of the delta over here, to be honest. Let's see. Let's go back. All right, let's take a look. Scroll into visible is future, so await tester.scroll into visible. To scroll down, delta should be positive. Oh, wait. If there is only one list in the screen, I don't have to include scrollable. Is there only one list in the screen? Let's find out. Let's see. How many lists do we have in the screen? Let's go to 4 of those and add listener. Looks like that's the only list on the screen. Okay, cool. So scroll into visible and item finder, which would be this one. And if we do 100, let's see.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let's see what that does. So this has too many. So let's say scrollable. Where did it find that error on? On the scrollable. Cool. So let's go to break. I'll do one more segment, one more 20 minutes, and then we will wrap it up for tonight. And let's continue looking at our jobs on LinkedIn. Got too many tabs open. Let's see. Let's go over to here. Let's see. District construction QA engineer. Let's see what else. Not that many. There's not that many positions for QA in South Florida. At least on LinkedIn, that is. Let's do a QA engineer for betting with Dice. Caesars Sportsbook product development team. That sounds familiar to me. Someone was working on that the other day. 5 years of experience as a QA engineer. JavaScript, Node. I know who that was. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember. JavaScript, Node, Test Cafe, Playwright, Cypress UI framework, API, RESTful services, testing experience, AWS platform experience, Linux, Unix, Kubernetes, Docker, familiar with CI/CD. Caesars Sportsbook. Remote option is available for employees located in the following states. Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana. Oh, they're offering it for New York? Interesting. No California, though. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, let's look for. There's not. Let's look at New York. I want to see what they have in New York. Although I'd never move to New York, but it's another story. Quality engineer, on site, 175K. Let's see what their 5 years of experience. Java. HCP. Valcor Engineering Corporation. I don't think this is software QA. This is like kind of more like manufacturing QA. Let's see, Hudson Technology Systems. What's that all about? 5 years of experience as a quality assurance engineer. Located in New York, a reasonable distance. Fluent in CI/CD pipeline. 5 sick days. Oh, PTO plus 5 sick days. Okay. Company issued work equipment plus any necessary additional hardware. 115 to 150K. That's not bad. Drive Wealth. QA engineer 2. Java, Selenium, Rest Assured, Amazon AWS, Postgres, SQL, BDD, Cucumber, Gherkins, TestNG. Pretty easy. Bachelor's degree plus 2 to 5 years of experience. And all this stuff. Kafka. And is this? I guess it's on site. Let's see what else. Matrix Inc. and Newark, New Jersey hybrid. They have the Crown Castle in New York. So they're hiring everywhere. Principal QA 155 to 185K. And it's pretty much need to know the same thing as the other one for Drive Wealth. But you just
Get a move on,
have
back
more
to work, chop
responsibility.
chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
8 to 15 years. So, Mitch, so going back to what you were saying, right? Because you were asking earlier about do you still think it's a good field to get in or be in? So, as you can see with these positions, the higher you go, it's definitely great to be in, right? But it's, are you willing to do the work to actually get into those positions? Because once you actually get in and you start learning and making your strides, you can do really, really well. I just saw this one right here, right? Citadel Securities QA engineer. Let's see what they do. So Citadel operates a large and diverse technology platform with a large number of contributors to our platform across software development, strategy development, quantitative research, and trading operations and compliance. Key component of our technology platform are developed by our trading systems development team. Responsibilities: work with stock, futures, options, and other exchanges to understand market protocols and rules of engagement. Collaborate with market system developers, quantitative researchers, and traders to help discover requirements, create test plans, devise failure scenarios, implement verification. Contribute to automation framework for UAT and lab testing for our cutting edge trade platforms. Develop framework for scenarios, components, and integration tests, right? And the qualifications: prior experience with testing financial markets, trading systems, or order management systems. Experience with programming with Python, Java, C++, C Sharp. Automating tests for complex trading systems. Experience with web GUI automation using tooling. Whatever, right? So, but look, the pay range is 125 to 350K. And you know they have that type of money, right? To pay you. But the question is, like, are you going to actually be able to get there? Because you're not, as much as they tell you on YouTube, not this channel at least, but as much as they tell you on YouTube, oh, you go and you do this, you do this course, you do this camp, whatever, and you can start making 125K a year. How much experience do they want? They don't say, but I'm gonna say they probably want like 8 years of experience working on this complex trading platform. You're right. It is too much of a range. Yeah, you're right. And I think in New York, like, they have to put something. Yeah, New York City's pay transparency law, but that's a pretty big range. And it's gonna be based on experience though. Like, if you come in, how you negotiate, and that pay, it's probably not. So let's say this is like the base salary. Starting off, at like less years of experience, and let's say the base salary. Let's say you have this amount of experience. Let's say it's like 250K or whatever, right? But then you can also get like equity, bonus, stocks. So this number right here is probably a wide range because it's starting off from your very base pay to what can include equity, stock, bonuses, etc. So yeah, like you're saying, it might be 135 to 150, not including like as base pay, which if you do it the right way, getting those options and those equity and those stocks and all and everything, that's where the real money might be. So anyways, let's do one last attempt at figuring this Flutter scrolling thing out, and then we'll wrap it up for tonight, and we'll pick it up tomorrow morning, right? Let's go to, well, I'll just copy the error and then go back to the screen. Let's see. So let's copy this bad state, too many elements, and let's put up our last 20 minutes.
Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go to, All right, bad state, too many elements. Let's see what error we get from that. All right, so I'm getting this error of like, all right, let's see. How is it to duplicate keys? Have duplicate keys? I think I have duplicate keys. Well, let's find out. Do I have duplicate keys? I don't think so. But let's see. Let's go in here. That's the only key. Test additional. That's the only key that I have. Let's see. I don't have the keys. Turn this off. So now let's go back and let's see. All right, Flutter throws too many keys. All right, so let's see what this one says. The error seems to occur when there are more than one scrollable in the widget tree. Then Flutter doesn't know which one to scroll. You can solve that by first finding the correct scrollable and telling scroll until visible. Okay. So let's check in here. Do we have a scrollable in here? Nope. There's no scroll direction. I have a scrollable in here. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis? Let's see. So if we do, there's a scroll direction. So if we go here and we do all right, so let's say we do final list finder equals find dot by type, and we say scrollable. Last. Okay. And now we say in here, I don't know. Let's see. Is that going to work for us? Let's find out. Let's see if it's able to find a scrollable. All right. So it's probably saying no element on this one. Oh, it's still on the same one actually. Now it says none. When we, or let's say we do, then try first, right? If let's try first. Oh, look at that. So that means there's so in, let's see then. That worked. So we were able to we scrolled to that and then the list finder and that worked. So my question then is what is how many scroll? I only have one scroll direction. So maybe I don't know. That's weird. I don't know. I'm kind of confused by that. But we were able to find it. So the scroll direction, we did scroll that and then let me see what other options I have under scrollable. First, last, all candidates. Okay, we'll go with first. So that's found. And now, if we do the next one, await tester dot enter text. What was this one trying to do? Test the state change for activity returns. All right, so profitable. All right, so we say input money made, and then that'd be user total amount made from activity dot to string. Close that out. Let's see if that works now. Might have to scroll for that one as well. Let's see. So that works. And we have the actualized cost of negative. But now let's get that to display on how it should display like here, right? So we are going to do so we're moving on. Look at that. Looks good. Looks good. Sorry, morning people. Should be tuned in at night as well. We're moving along with this. All right. So now we're gonna say we need to add a key for this field right here. Let's close this for now. Let's look for money made. Money made. So that is in a rich text field. Let's copy this. We're gonna say we're gonna have to pump it, but let's gonna do the pump actually. All right, and now we're gonna say this. We need to assign a key, so we're gonna say should be test key money total money made or actualized. The actual money made is like the money that you made minus your cost, right? So, or maybe I should call it profit. Profit made. All right. And then we are going to say, now if we run it, this is not going to be able to be found because it doesn't have here yet. So let's run it because we like to see a failing test, and then we fix it. Like for example, our test was failing when we couldn't scroll properly, and it kept on failing until it passed, and then once it passed, we move on to our next step, right? I can't remember, I can't even tell you how many times I've seen developers. I mean, it's just common practice where they write a bunch of code and then they go back and do the unit test. For me, I try to do when I'm developing. I try to do my test first, and then I go back to and then as I'm writing the test, the TDD principle. As I'm writing the test, I write code that it's going to fail. I make it pass, and then I keep iterating on that over and over and over again. Right. So this failed. No element. So because there's no element because we don't have it in here yet. So let's go ahead and add it in here. Const key. And what's the name that we decided to use? All right. Okay. Okay. Run it again. See if that passes. Let's see here. Okay, so that passes. So we have our key. Let's see if we have the actual value that we want it to be, right? So we want it to be now expect, and we want it to be as text to plain. Okay, so we want string activity activity time cost calculator or calculation. Calculation result text equals activity dot to string. And then we're going to say expect activity text. And that's going to be expected to be made, and we're going to take what we had from the terminal. What's the terminal we're using? Run, what we're using. So it should be formatted like this, right? So let's see. Let's see what happens, right? So let's run that. That's the proper format that it should be in, but I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen, and we will fix that once we get there. But it's so. Oops, I must have forgot something. Hold on. What am I missing here? Oh, this. What? Weird just happened. What the heck? Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. I'm an idiot. this goes in here. All right, let's try that again. Try that again. Let's see what happens. And it expected this, and it found rich text. It actually found the right value, actually. I didn't even have to pump it. That's interesting. Oh, that's because I pumped it. Okay, no, I did. I thought all right. I pumped it at the right time. I thought I did. I thought I didn't pump it. So now it's just the formatting. So let's see how we did it up here. Text to plain text. That's what I missed out on. So we need. It's not the string. It is text to plain text. And then on this one, we'll definitely want to validate the colors and stuff are right, but that doesn't have to be for tonight. It is important to validate these colors, right? Because we do want it to be green when it's a profit and red when it's a loss. Right, 1 or 2 more times. This time it should pass. Nice. Nice. Our tests are passing, and eventually these comments are going to be taken out. These print statements are going to be taken out because they do not need to be in the code. But we're good. Look at that. We got another test out of the way. I wonder if we can get the color of it. Money made. And the thing is you can't get a key in there. Let's see. So the next test, so we can leave this for now, right? And tomorrow the test that we're going to do is going to be the same test, but it's going to be for the other path because there's an if statement in here, right? So it's if it's let's minimize this. If the actualized cost is greater than 0, then we are going to put money made. But if it's less than 0, that means you spent money. Actually, it's the opposite way. If actualized cost of activity is less than 0, so if it's a negative, that means you made money. But if it's other than that, then it is you spent money, and then it's going to show up in red with a negative sign, right? So tomorrow morning we will write that case. It's going to be the same exact case. We're just going to be changing the values. I wonder if we could pass parameters for the different values. Let's see.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Flutter widget tests and parameters. I know you can do it in like PyTest and stuff like that, but I wonder if you can do it in how do we pass parameters? I don't know. Anyways, I think we're in a good spot for tonight. See, look at that. We moved to Flutter. We moved to our mobile dev, and things run smoothly. We figure out a bunch of issues. This test is done. Let's move that to the done. And just because they're done doesn't mean that we don't have to refactor our tests. Like the same way you refactor your code, you should also be refactoring your tests to make it clean code. All right. This is done. Actually, this one was done. All right. Tomorrow we will do the negative one when it returns a loss. When it costs you money, we're going to do that one. It's going to be the same exact test, different values. And then we have left the, what other test do we have left? So this one is going to be for tomorrow. We have left this one. And I think we're testing the currency formatting. So we have like 2 tests left before we can actually start to implement some new feature requests and a bug. The bug was when it is greater than a certain amount of money, the app can crash. So we'll investigate that, and we will finish up these tests, right? So we're close to implementing some new features. We just want to finish this stuff off, and we can move on to adding those features, right? So just a little preview of what we do in the morning, working on the Flutter app, on the development app. So really cool stuff. I'm going to be looking into these domain names to sign up some domain names for this. But that's it for tonight, right? Thank you for tuning in. Hope you had a great time. Thank you, Mitch, for showing up as always. You are very, very well appreciated. We just did what we normally do. Tried the Safetest, annoyed me to death. And I said, all right, forget it. We're going to pivot. We're going to do something that we're going to do something else. And there we go. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a great time. Sorry about the crazy stuff in the beginning, switching streams and stuff like that, but I just could not take it going the whole stream with less than great quality. So that's why we pivoted. That's why that's what we do. All right. Yeah, so if you haven't done so yet, do me a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live. And if you need one-on-one coaching, go ahead over to www.techcoachralph.dev where you can sign up for additional content as well as the one-on-one coaching at the higher tiers, and we can get to work where I can help you with your resume, get ready for interviews, put you on a plan so that you can be successful in your tech field, your tech career, your tech skills, all that good stuff, right? So looking forward to see you there. Until next time, let's ask the question, because although it was a rough start, it was a nice finish. So the question is,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I am always very entertained when I get to work on this amazing, amazing stuff. So last thing before we head out, we did some great work. We also looked at some cool jobs. So like it always says, yesterday's price is not today's price, and today's price is definitely not tomorrow's price. So remember,
one more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Price of the brick is going up, right? So friends, family, my tech people, thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys in the morning, 7:15 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to continue. We're going to write our last test or 2 and go from there, right? So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. This is Tech Coach Ralph, and I am out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.